It's been 34 days since we drove over to Wyoming and picked up this little filly, and we've been working with her pretty much every day since then. We have several priorities that we're working on, from just building trust, letting her know that we're buddies, getting her good with her feet, getting her following a feel. But one of the biggest things is we needed to come up with a name for her, and I've been paralyzed with indecision. We had a ton of good recommendations. We posted a video asking for help, and there were literally probably hundreds of recommendations that came in, a lot of really good ones. But we finally settled on one. In today's video, we're gonna kind of talk about a training update, kind of what we've been working on with her, and then we're gonna let you know what we ended up naming her. It's a big decision. She's definitely a keeper for our little family here, so it's gonna be have to call her that for hopefully close to 30 years. So let's talk a little bit about what we've been working on with this little filly. So this little filly was born on April 8th of 2024, which was the day of the total solar eclipse, which is kind of cool. Her mama is 3/4 quarter horse and 1/4 Percheron, and her daddy is full Percheron. So she's gonna be a big old girl. She comes from a super good home. She's never been mistreated or anything like that. And like for me specifically, with Riata, my mule, she was handled kind of rough and kind of learned to be a little bit scared of people and stuff like that. And it makes for kind of a challenging experience, building a relationship with one and getting them to where they can trust you and stuff. But this little girl is not that way at all. At first when we got her, she was unsure just because she hadn't really been handled at all. But man, she turned the corner really quick, and now she's just friendly as could be. We have her in the little round pen here, and whenever you come outside, she'll kind of trot right next to you along the edge of the round pen when we're doing chores and cleaning stuff up around here. So she's just a friendly little thing. All right, our first priority when we got her was just building trust, and that has gone really quickly. It didn't take much. She had some good itchy spots, so you can come up to her and make her feel good, scratch her where she's itchy and stuff, and she knows you want to be her buddy. We started off by just petting her all over, kind of reaching on both sides, and just letting her know that when we're around, we're gonna take care of her, we're gonna treat her well, try to make her feel good as best we can, while maintaining some boundaries. We don't want to create a little monster. Right now she's small, but like I said, she's a draft cross and she's gonna be a big girl. So we don't want to create any bad habits right off the bat. Have her walking on us, scratching on us, getting in our personal space and stuff like that. So our second major priority when we first got her home was getting her good with her feet. She had really long hooves, and they were like getting to the point where they were starting to really splay out on the bottom and could be bad while she's developing her joints and bone and stuff like that. So that was a major priority, and Alyssa was really good and consistent with just getting her good, picking up her feet and stuff like that. Pick them up and set them down before she gets too anxious. So we started nice and slow. We didn't even pick them up at first. The first several times, you just kind of reach down, get down here. She would get a little uncomfortable and you get out before she tries to move away. But like we said, she's a fast learner, and it wasn't long before you could reach down, ask for it, kind of wait, let her choose to pick it up. You could tap on it and stuff, mess around with it, and then set it down. And thankfully, Alyssa's real good at working with youngsters, and she was real consistent doing that. And got to where she's good with fronts, backs. Let's see how she does on the back real quick. Can you give me a back? Yeah, nice. But Alyssa got her real good with that, and then she gave her a good trimming. So I don't know if you can see very good. Yeah, took off about 2 inches, and now her foot is sitting in a lot more natural way where it's not prying on her tendons and stuff like that. So once we got that done, the next priority was just starting to familiarize her with stuff. So that's everything from walking next to wood piles and ducks and dogs and being around the other mules, side by sides and stuff like that. So we would get the halter on her, take her out of her little round pen, take her on walks around the property and stuff.
Don't hit your head.
We turned her loose out in our little south pasture here, and it was pretty cute. She was tearing around. She liked to have a little bit of freedom. She was feeling pretty spunky. So just getting her familiar with stuff, including exterior stuff, you know, like stuff she can see and things like that, as well as things on her back and things she can hear, like our flag. I don't have it out right now, but we've worked with her quite a bit with our little horsemanship flag, to where you can rub her all down the legs, under her belly, off both sides, kind of flash it over here where she can see and hear movement and stuff like that, and just get her kind of familiarized with that stuff. We don't want her to be desensitized. We want her to be sensitive and responsive, but only to the right things. So our plan for her is for her to be a pack horse and a riding horse. So there'll be times where we're throwing big packs on, putting like backcountry kitchens and stuff that's going to be rattly and things like that. So we want her to be comfortable with noises on both sides of her and not to feel like she needs to run or get away from that. So one of the cutest things I've seen Alyssa do with her was put we have a little bareback pad, and Alyssa put that on her and walked her down to check the mail. I was at work, and Alyssa sends me a picture and it's like, I took your filly for a walk. And I'm like, oh, cool. Like that was maybe the third or fourth walk they took together. And I was like, oh, nice. And then I was looking at the video. I had it on silent because I was at work with other people. And I was like, wait a minute, that's a saddle pad on there. And it was the little bareback pad. So with this little filly, it's really important for me to kind of learn the colt starting and horsemanship process. So I'm kind of, you know, forcing myself to get out of my comfort zone and work with her a lot. But Alyssa is super gifted and very blessed in the way that she works with young horses and mules. And so, truth be told, she's been doing a ton with her. She also works from home and is here in the daylight every day. And so she's been doing like 90% of the stuff. So we're gonna switch roles here. I'll grab the camera and we'll let Alyssa kind of show you what... You stinker. We'll let Alyssa show you kind of how she works with little youngsters and kind of the process that she's been going through consistently with this little filly. So let's switch spots.
How are you today? So right from the get-go, we want a halter with quality. Get her turned here so you can see what I'm talking about. So the first thing I like to do is get them to where they're used to tipping their head in. Good girl. That's going to help later on when she does have a bridle. And she will try to eat the halter. She just, it's like a little game of hers. And like Jason was saying, at first we just got used to where we could touch her just all over. That was number one. Get to where I could put some pressure on her rear end. I want to be able to touch under her tail, touch her back legs, touch her cinch area, without there being any worries. So she's really good with that now. And then the next step was her feet, just because her poor little feet were so long. It could really put a lot of strain on their tendons back here and cause issues in the long run. So we needed to make sure that she was good with that. Sometimes she gets a little nippy and in your space, and I just back her out of my space if that's the case. She's just exploring right now. I think it's important with these babies that you never knock the curiosity out of them. But like Jason was saying, you have to have boundaries, because she's not going to be little forever. And the stuff that's cute right now is not going to be cute when she weighs 1,400 pounds. So got to set boundaries. But to start picking up their feet, one thing to remember is babies don't really know how to balance themselves. And so you can kind of scare them pretty bad if you were to just grab that foot up. But if I know that she's balanced, I can kind of push into her and be like, hey, are you ready? And then pick up her foot. Good girl. Then she's got her balance under her. It's not such a big deal. And so getting her used to doing them both ways. I don't have a hoof jack, but I can make do with this. So we got her good with that. I actually trimmed her feet twice, just because I wanted the sessions to be short. So So we took a little bit off and then did another session later on and took a little more off. And man, she's really started running around more and running and bucking and stuff since her feet have gotten clipped. So I think that makes her feel better. No, ma'am, you can't chew on me. I know. Good job. So we'll kind of walk you through just a little session with her and what we do with these babies. We keep it pretty short and pretty easy for them, and then just build off of that. So we'll start out by tying her up over here. I like to teach them how to tie and getting her brushed, and then we'll bring her back in here and work with her with her little bareback pad, and then go for a little walk. So that's about what we do on a typical day.
One thing that we're dying to know is what color is she gonna end up turning out. She was born a buckskin. I think we have some baby pictures that we can show. She was born a buckskin, and then she turned kind of bay, and now she's turning back a little bit like silver tipped. She looks kind of like a grizzly. So
yeah, she does.
I don't know if anyone out there has had a horse that's this color, but the curiosity is killing us. I know we can just wait till probably this summer we'll know what color she's gonna end up being, but the curiosity is killing us.
Yeah.
So if you know, let us know in the comments.
If she was a gelding, we're like, man, Grizz would be a great name for her, but I don't know if that really fits a filly, so. So I really like these blocker tie rings for these babies, because if they do go to pull back, it will give a little bit, and they can't get hurt as easy. I got her used to the brushes. She mostly just wants to eat everything. She's pretty curious about everything. She's not too worried about it at this point, so now she's like, can I eat it? And that's just a baby thing. We like our little foals to be curious and want to check stuff out instead of being afraid and shut down about stuff. And just like with my hands, I want her to be able to be brushed all over. It doesn't take them too long to figure out that this gets all the itchy spots and feels pretty good. So I don't avoid her belly or down her legs or anything. I'll take it slow at first if she's nervous, but once they get good at it, I want to make sure she's okay with all of that. Girl. Let's see if we can put this up here without Clyde eating it. I think there's a chance. Maybe he won't notice it. Don't eat my brush, Clyde. Don't. Hi. We're gonna brush your little mane. How's it going? And even get her used to her little forelock. You can't eat it. And then we make a habit of picking out all of her feet. Ready? Pick this one. Good girl. There you go. Good job. I want all of our equines to be gentle with their feet. Good girl. Now, when you have babies like this, sometimes they might kick around, and you can control them pretty good by holding up this toe. And I'll wait for her to quit kicking. There. I'll wait. See, if I bend this toe up, she can't kick me as easily. So I'm gonna wait till she quits struggling. We'll wait. Good. There. We'll wait. There. Good. And then we'll just pet her. And she's not trying to be naughty. She's just trying to sort it all out. She doesn't know. So go ahead and pick this one back up again. Good. Nope. I want her to set it down without kicking out when I go to set her foot down. Nice. Good girl. And we'll just do that however many times she needs. There, that's a lot better. Good. Till she can do it without kicking around. We don't have to make a big deal out of it. There you go. One more step. Nice. All right. This front foot, please. Don't bite me. There you go. Nice job. Oh. Gotta wait. Oh. Do that one more time. Good girl. There you go. Okay, you ready? There you go, that's better. Well, there you go. You got it. Nice. Good girl. Just pet her here. Good job. Good job. Good girl. Nice. Don't leave her tied up too long, just long enough that she can kind of get used to standing there, and keep it short little sessions at first. So she's been doing pretty good. Sometimes we'll tie her up and give her a green. It's kind of a positive experience for her. All right, the next thing we started with was our little flag here. It's pretty good at getting them gentle. So first we just let her check it out. She's figured out she's not really scared of that thing. So a lot of people think that anything you use on a horse that's shaped like this is for hitting them. And that is not what this is for. This is for basically just an extension of my arm. And also the flag on the end can be used to really get them desensitized to like this sort of noise. So you can see that still bugs her quite a bit because she's just a baby, she doesn't know. And the last thing we want to do is whack her with this thing. We want her to be comfortable with this. And if she was really touchy with her feet and stuff like that, and I didn't feel comfortable with my head down there, this would allow me to touch her legs, touch her back legs, get her used to that, and I can keep a safe distance out of the kick zone and still get her gentle. So that's what we use this for. So once she's good with being pet all over with this thing, she knows it's not going to hurt her. She's more worried about eating it than anything else. Then we can start adding motion. And when I first do this, so at first I'm just going to walk away from her till she kind of calms down and she's kind of curious about it. You can see her little body language. Her little ears are kind of perked forward. She's still unsure, but she's like, I don't know, maybe. Then I'll just let her come check it out. Good girl. Pet her on that side. Pet her on this side. And I might stand here, do this a couple times before she decides she needs to move. Then I'll pet her, let her check it out. And the main point of this is I'm not making her stay here. She can move her feet if she needs to, but my goal is to get her confident enough that she doesn't need to move her feet. I got those itchy spots. Oh yeah. And she said that flag's pretty cool actually. And if she did get worried and needed to move her feet, then I would just start moving backwards and having her walk towards the flag. I wouldn't chase her with it. That could really scare her. Good girl. So now she's getting a little more confident. She's like, okay, that's not such a big deal. And this is how we start them. It's pretty slow. But when they're young like this, everything's new. Everything's a little scary. We can start doing things like this, getting her good with her things going over her head. Good girl. She's She's like, let's check this grain tub while we're over here. Maybe something got put in here. Oh, good. That's pretty fancy. Come on, silly. What are you gonna do now? Oh, we made it. Nope, not quite. There we go, we made it. But now you can see, like, we've moved and do a lot more motion for a lot longer. And she's not. She's more worried about eating my wild rag. Don't eat that. Good job. Than she even is about the flag now. So then I can work with it over her back, work with it behind her butt. Good girl. She can see it on the other side. See how that's kind of freaky to her? We'll let her sniff it over there. But the last thing you want is when you go to swing a leg over her once she's like 3 years old, for her to never see something on both sides at the same time and your leg comes over like this, and pretty soon she's like, how the heck did you get over there? And takes off or bucks or whatever. And a lot of times they'll be okay seeing things through one eye, but then you switch to the other side and maybe they're not as okay with it over there. And so it's really important that you balance it out and do work from both sides, not just one side. Good girl. So next we introduced her to our little bareback pad. Just sticks her face in whatever. I want to just rub her with it. Laid over in my hand a little nicer, but
All right, we're back in action. We just had a neighbor stop by and that was kind of fun. He got to see all our equines and stuff. So thanks for stopping by, Jim. It was good to see you.
next we started with our little bareback pad, and this is a pretty good way to get them going in a saddle when they're babies because they can't hold a lot of weight on. And but you can get them used to wearing a cinch around and things kind of flopping at their side. She's gonna eat that. You can't eat it. But at first we just put it on her back and then took it off, put it on her back till she was calm with that. Now she's good with it. Got her little cinch on. No big deal. And like I said, this is a great way for them to just pack something on their back, pack a cinch, but it's nice and form-fitting and soft and doesn't weigh anything for little tiny babies like her. So here, we'll see if she can sort this out. Nice. Good job. Good girl. And of course, I took the rope, did lots of work with the rope, just dangling that all around, getting it around her butt, because if she's ever packing stuff, she's gonna have to wear a britchin, and that's gonna be a strap that goes around her rear end. Just getting her used to all of that. She's gonna eat it. Can't eat it. Making some noise up there. Good girl. Good job. Other than that, we've just been taking her for a little walk. So we'll just take her for a little walk and show you how we go through some obstacles and come here, babes, and call that a day. So even just walking through tight little areas like this, one nice thing about having a lot of projects that you haven't finished and having a lot of junk around is you have plenty of stuff to get your young horses real broke. So don't judge us. It's a work in progress. Come here, baby. There you go. So we got a scary tarp. I'll just lead her over that. I'll let her think about it. Eat the ice off of it, drink the water out of it. Silly girl. And I'm not gonna push her, I'm just gonna give her plenty of time to think about it. she's still trying and she's still checking it out, so I won't put any pressure on her. Just kind of keep her going the right direction. Good job. This tarp is a little slick right now because it's icy, so I want her to walk across it confidently and not try to run across it. She's just licking it. Good girl. There. Nicely done. Nicely done. The others are missing you already. Got mats there under the snow, but I got some stall mats. Walk her across a little rock bench here. Good job. Good job. Across our little concrete sidewalk. That's a little different. Yeah. We'll go back across that one since that one was a little worrisome for her. Here, girl. Try her again. You got it. Yeah. Nice. Go back across again. This is scary with my back feet. There you go. Good girl. There you go. Yeah. There you go. Nice. What do you see? There, I like how that was slower. Good girl. All right. To take her through tight spots. Just around different things. Pile of wood. Let her check it out. She gotta eat it. Come here. We've got a stack of lumber that we need to put up in our garden. And it's under snow, but it's kind of like walking over a bridge. So I'll just walk her over those. They're kind of shifty. She doesn't care. Good girl. And that's about it. Sometimes we'll go for walks out to the drive or out to our mailbox, which we have to go down our driveway and then out our little road here. And it's not too long of a walk, but we walk by a couple neighbors and they've got horses and dogs and equipment running and stuff like that. So it's a good way for her to get away from her little herd and go out and explore some stuff and see new things and vehicles driving by and stuff like that. So she's been doing really good. So we'll go walk her out there, but mostly that's about all we've been doing with her so far. It's 1 month in and she's only 9 months old now. So it's not too much to do. Just get her comfortable with things and keep working on being able to handle her. Pretty soon we'll get her trailer loading and then that way she can go out with us and just take little ride-alongs, and we'll just lead her, pony her off of a different equine and get her used to seeing the mountains.
Good girl. All right, so when we were deciding on a name, there were a couple things that we were thinking about. We wanted something kind of Western sounding. We wanted something kind of short, and we wanted something that sounded good with Riata because this filly is going to be leading Riata a lot, and Riata is going to be leading this filly a lot. They're going to be my two equines.
Yeah.
So the name that we decided on was Alyssa's favorite from the start and my mom's favorite, and it is Mesa. So this is Mesa. She's going to be our buddy for a long time. Thank you guys for watching, and make sure you click subscribe because this is just the first of many training updates, and Lord willing, we'll be going on a lot of adventures in the mountains with her and taking her out and doing lots of fun stuff. So we really do appreciate you guys watching. Stay tuned for the next one.
Then you're so itchy.